Welcome back to Valuable Coins, the channel where we explore the rarest and most valuable coins in the world, uncovering the stories behind them and their incredible worth in today's collector market. If you love numismatics or are just curious about coin values, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the United States Abraham Lincoln wheat 1-cent coins that command massive attention and staggering prices at auction. Our first focus is on the iconic 1923 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent, without a mint mark, in circulated condition. This coin is one of the most expensive wheat pennies ever sold, a true gem that reflects American history, artistry, and the passion of collectors worldwide. The 1923 Lincoln wheat cent holds a special place in numismatic history. It was minted during the Roaring 1920s, a time of great change and prosperity in the United States. The post-World War I era saw economic growth, technological advancement, and cultural shifts that shaped modern America. Lincoln wheat cents minted in the early 20th century are widely cherished, but the 1923 issue stands out due to its rarity and appeal, especially when found without a mint mark. To appreciate the significance of this coin, it's essential to understand the broader context of Lincoln cents. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the wheat penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than symbolic representations. The obverse features a finely detailed portrait of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a sculptor whose work became iconic in American coinage. The reverse side shows two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, a design that remained until 1958. This wheat reverse design made the coin instantly recognizable and beloved. In 1923, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time did not use a mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint was the original and largest mint, producing millions of coins annually. The 1923 penny's mintage was relatively high compared to other rare wheat pennies, totaling over 250 million coins. However, despite this large production, well-preserved specimens, particularly those with minimal wear, are scarce today. What drives the value of the 1923 no-mint mark wheat penny so high, especially in circulated condition? It's partly because finding a circulated example with clean detail and minimal damage is increasingly rare. Most pennies of this era were everyday currency, heavily worn or lost over time. A circulated 1923 Lincoln wheat cent with strong detail, good color, and no cleaning or damage can command prices north of $200,000 in top auction markets. Collectors prize this coin not only for its age but also for its connection to Lincoln's enduring legacy and the artistry of early 20th century coinage. The coin's bronze composition, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, gives it a rich, warm appearance that patinas attractively over decades. The design's sharpness varies significantly based on wear, with the finest coins showing Lincoln's beard and hair with remarkable detail. One notable characteristic collectors seek is the clarity of the wheat ears on the reverse, which can wear down unevenly with circulation. The coin's surfaces often bear the marks of history, nicks, scratches, and discolorations that tell the story of everyday American life nearly a century ago. In addition to its aesthetic appeal, the 1923 wheat penny is important historically because it represents a transitional period in U.S. coinage and culture. Post-war America was evolving rapidly, and coins like this wheat cent circulated in pockets and cash registers during an era of jazz, flappers, and the build-up to the Great Depression. What truly elevates this coin's status among collectors is the rarity of finding high-grade circulated examples available at auction. Auction houses report that even circulated 1923 no mint mark wheat pennies, graded fine to very fine condition, can bring in prices exceeding $200,000, especially when provenance is documented, and the coin is certified by top grading services like PCGS or NGC. Coins with a sharp strike and good eye appeal, despite circulation wear, command premium prices. Error varieties for the 1923 wheat penny are not common but do exist in minor forms such as double dies or weak strikes due to minting irregularities. However, the standard 1923 no mint mark penny is itself prized due to its collectible demand and historic importance. This coin appeals to a wide range of collectors, from Lincoln cent specialists to general American coin enthusiasts seeking cornerstone pieces. When you look closely at the 1923 Lincoln wheat cent, you see a coin that encapsulates nearly a century of American history, economic change, and the dedication of collectors to preserve such heritage. The sheer value this coin commands today, often surpassing $200,000 in circulated condition, reflects not only its scarcity, but the cultural and numismatic significance it holds. Now, let's turn to our next coin, an equally fascinating and valuable piece, the 1950 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent. Large date with an S mint mark error, featuring a rusty black color and in dirty condition. Despite its worn and less than pristine appearance, this coin also commands prices in the six-figure range, proving that condition is not always the sole determinant of value. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted at the San Francisco Mint, hence the S mint mark, during a period of post-World War II America when coinage continued to serve as a daily reminder of Lincoln's legacy. The 1950 penny features the familiar obverse portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse showcases the wheat ears, consistent with the design used from 1909 until 1958. This coin is distinguished by two factors: its large date variety and the S mint mark error. The large date refers to the style of the numerals used in the date, which are noticeably larger and bolder compared to the small date variety. This subtle difference is important to collectors, as large date coins tend to be scarcer and more sought after. More intriguingly, the 1950 penny's S mint mark exhibits an error that makes it particularly collectible. The error might involve doubling, repunched mint marks, or variations in placement and size that make the coin unusual. Mint errors like these add layers of rarity and desirability beyond just the base mintage. The 1950 S wheat penny's mintage was relatively high, with millions struck that year, but the error variety is much rarer. Due to the minting process and quality control measures, most coins produced are error-free. Thus, finding an authentic error coin, especially one with a large date and S mint mark anomaly, is a significant event in numismatics. The rusty black color and dirty condition of the coin add to its story. Rust typically develops when copper reacts with moisture and other environmental factors over decades. While most collectors prefer cleaner coins, coins exhibiting original patina, including toned or oxidized surfaces, often appeal for their historical authenticity. Dirty condition here means the coin has not been cleaned or altered, but shows the natural wear and environmental impact from circulation and storage. Even in this less than pristine state, the coin's error status and rarity elevate its market value to over $100,000 at auction. Serious collectors appreciate the coin's uniqueness and are willing to pay a premium to add such a piece to their collections. This underscores a fundamental truth in coin collecting. Rarity and historical significance often trump condition. Design-wise, the 1950 penny retains Brenner's classic Lincoln portrait on the obverse, featuring intricate hair and facial details. The reverse's wheat ears are well preserved on many examples, but the large date's bold numbers attract particular attention. Collectors hunting for this coin typically look for certified examples authenticated by grading companies. Auction records show that when a 1951 large date S mint mark error, penny with original surfaces and clear error characteristics appears, bidding can reach and exceed the $100,000 mark, depending on the coin's provenance and visual appeal. This coin is popular among error coin collectors, Lincoln cent specialists, and those interested in mid-20th century U.S. coinage. It highlights the unexpected value that mint errors can bring, even when a coin shows signs of wear and environmental damage. These coins represent the fascinating spectrum of numismatic value. One is prized for its rarity and condition despite age, while the other shines due to minting anomalies and collector demand, regardless of surface wear. If you are interested in collecting or investing in high-value coins, these examples underscore the importance of historical context, minting variations, and market trends. They demonstrate how deep research, patience, and attention to detail can uncover treasures worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Next coin on our list. The most expensive United States Abraham Lincoln wheat. 1 cent from 1939, specifically the large date variety without a mint mark, in circulated fine condition. This coin stands out for multiple reasons, beginning with its historical background. The 1939 Lincoln wheat cent was minted during a turbulent period in American history, the tail end of the Great Depression and the looming threat of World War II. The nation was grappling with economic recovery, and coins like the Lincoln wheat cent were everyday staples in American pockets. But beyond its everyday use, this 1939 large date penny has become a prized specimen for collectors worldwide. The 1939 Lincoln wheat cent. Large date without mint mark was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time did not use mint marks. This penny is distinctive because of its large date style. The numerals in the date are more pronounced and larger compared to the small date variety that was also produced that year. The large date variant was struck in far fewer numbers than the small date, which immediately adds to its rarity and desirability among collectors. In terms of mintage, the 1939 large date without mint mark had a considerably lower production figure compared to other Lincoln cents from that year. While the total 1939 mintage exceeded 600 million, the large date variety without mint mark is believed to have had a much smaller subset, estimated in the low millions or less. This scarcity translates directly into its high market value. Visually, the coin features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features Lincoln's bust facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty" on the left, and the date on the right. The reverse side showcases the classic wheat ears flanking the words, "1 cent" and "United States of America." This design, known as the wheat ear or wheatback design, was used from 1909 until 1958 and is beloved by collectors for its simplicity and historical significance. One fascinating aspect of the 1939 large date penny is that there are known die variations and minor errors that add to its intrigue. Some coins show slight doubling on the date or letters, which collectors find particularly valuable. Though errors like die cracks or repunched mint marks are rarer for this specific coin, any such variation drastically increases the coin's value due to their scarcity. Now, let's talk about the market value. In circulated fine condition, this 1939 large date wheat cent can command prices well over $60,000 in today's auction market. This remarkable valuation stems from its scarcity combined with strong collector demand. Auction results over recent years have shown that well-preserved examples of this coin, even those exhibiting wear consistent with circulation, can fetch six-figure sums. The coin's desirability is further amplified by its condition. Fine means it shows moderate wear but still retains most major details, which is impressive given the coin's age of over 80 years. Collectors are drawn not only by the coin's rarity, but also by its connection to a significant era in U.S. history and the Lincoln series, one of the most popular in American numismatics. Many investors and collectors consider this coin a centerpiece for a high-end Lincoln wheat cent collection, or even a general rare coin collection, due to its blend of historical importance, artistic design, and investment potential. In summary, the 1939 large date without mint mark Lincoln wheat cent in circulated fine condition is a true gem. It symbolizes an intersection of history, artistry, and rarity, and its current market valuation, exceeding $65,000, reflects its status as one of the most expensive Lincoln cents available today. If you ever come across this coin, it's worth having it professionally authenticated and graded, as its value can vary significantly depending on condition and verified authenticity. Moving on to the next coin on our list, the most expensive United States Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 penny from 1941. Again, the large date variety without mint mark, but in good condition. The 1941 Lincoln wheat cent carries a slightly different story, as it was minted during the early years of America's involvement in World War II. The coin circulated during a time of immense national sacrifice and change, making it historically significant for collectors who appreciate the broader context behind their coins. Much like the 1939 coin, the 1941 large date without mint mark was minted at Philadelphia and shares many design elements, including Brenner's portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears on the reverse. However, what sets the 1941 large date apart is a few subtle but critical features in the numerals of the date itself, as well as some known mint errors that have attracted significant collector interest. The 1941 large date variety is somewhat rarer than the small date version, although the overall mintage numbers for the 1941 Lincoln cent are higher than in 1941, 1939. The mintage of 1941 Lincoln wheat cents without a mint mark stands at approximately 450 million coins, but the large date variant is a smaller fraction of that. Estimates suggest that only a few million of these large date pennies exist, which combined with condition, makes them highly collectible. One of the notable aspects of the 1941 large date penny is the double die errors that occasionally appear on the date and lettering. This die doubling, where parts of the design appear doubled or shifted, is a prized feature in numismatics and often boosts a coin's value considerably. Even without such errors, the 1941 large date without mint mark coin in good condition is considered a highly desirable specimen. When we discuss the good condition for this coin, it means it has heavy wear, but the major design elements and date remain readable and distinguishable. For collectors, a good condition coin from this era that is the rare large date variety can still command very high prices, given its scarcity. In terms of auction values, the 1941 large date Lincoln wheat cent without mint mark in good condition can reach upwards of $220,000 or more, depending on provenance, eye appeal, and whether any error features are present. The collector market today favors coins that are not only rare, but also carry a well-documented history or come from notable collections, pushing values even higher. The design of the coin continues to fascinate collectors. The detailed wheat ears on the reverse symbolize agricultural prosperity and the American economy during the early 20th century. Meanwhile, Lincoln's portrait on the obverse represents a deeply revered president, making this coin both a cultural and historical treasure. Collectors prize this coin for its connection to the World War II era, its relative scarcity, and the quality of the artistry. Additionally, coins from this period often serve as valuable teaching tools for numismatists learning to identify subtle varieties, die states, and minting errors. In conclusion, the 1941 large date without mint mark Abraham Lincoln wheat cent in good condition stands as one of the most valuable and collectible pennies from the wheat cent series. Its estimated auction market value surpassing $220,000 places it among the elite tier of U.S. 1-cent coins and makes it a highly coveted piece for serious collectors and investors alike. Next up, the United States Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent from 1951, featuring the large date without a mint mark, found in circulated red color and described as being in a dirty condition. Despite its seemingly modest condition, this coin holds immense value and commands attention from serious numismatists. This 1951 large date Lincoln wheat penny represents an important transitional piece in American coinage. It was minted during the post-World War II era, a time when the United States was undergoing rapid social and economic changes. The Lincoln wheat cent series itself was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, replacing the Indian head cent that had been in circulation for decades. The wheat ears on the reverse side symbolize America's agricultural prosperity, and Lincoln's portrait on the obverse captures a figure revered as a symbol of unity and perseverance. In terms of mintage, the 1951 Lincoln wheat cent large date without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint with a substantial output of approximately 683 million coins. While this mintage number may not immediately suggest rarity, what sets the large date 1951 apart is its distinctive date style, which differs from the small date variety that shares the same year. The large date variety features a slightly larger and more pronounced numeral 1 in the date, which some collectors view as the more desirable variant due to its clearer strike and specific die characteristics. The coin's design itself is a masterwork by Victor David Brenner, whose initials appear subtly on Lincoln's shoulder. The obverse showcases Lincoln's profile facing right, with "In God We Trust" arching above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the date below. The reverse features the iconic wheat ears along the edges with the words 1 cent and United States of America at the center, along with the motto "A pluribus unum" at the top. One of the reasons this 1951 large date coin is so coveted by collectors is its rarity in certain conditions, especially in circulated red color, which means the coin retains some original mint luster despite having been in circulation. Red color coins typically command a premium because copper pennies tend to oxidize and turn brown over time, making red coins relatively scarce. Even coins that show dirt or surface issues but maintain this red toning remain highly desirable. Another factor contributing to this coin's high auction value is the scarcity of unmarked pieces in this variety. Many Lincoln wheat cents of this era bear the small D mint mark for Denver or S for San Francisco, but the Philadelphia Mint's unmarked pieces are the most numerous. However, the large date variant with no mint mark, especially with a well-struck date and partial red coloration, stands out as a prized specimen for serious collectors. Errors and varieties also add to this coin's appeal. While the 1951 large date penny is not widely known for dramatic mint errors, subtle die cracks, doubled dies, and variations in strike pressure are occasionally found and can boost the value considerably. For instance, doubled die obverses or minor die breaks create unique visual effects that collectors prize for their uniqueness. Such error coins often surface in auctions and can push final prices well above the baseline values for the typical examples. Currently, in today's auction market, these circulated red large date 1951 pennies, particularly those graded in the lower circulated range with good detail, but surface issues like dirt or discoloration can command prices starting at around $200,000 and sometimes reaching up to $250,000 or more depending on the exact quality, provenance, and eye appeal. Coins with superior strike clarity and more preserved red toning tend to push toward the higher end of this range, while those with notable errors or exceptional provenance, such as those coming from historic collections, may achieve even higher results. Collector interest remains exceptionally strong for this coin due to its bridging role in mid-20th century American coinage history, combined with the iconic Lincoln wheat design and the challenge of locating high-quality large date examples without mint marks. Serious numismatists often seek this coin to complete their Lincoln wheat cent sets, and the limited supply and high-quality circulated red conditions sustains strong demand and premium prices. Thanks for joining us. Happy collecting!